and welcome to ZZ TV. I'm Deborah Barnes, cat advocate and author of the Chronicles of Z and Zoey. In this episode, we continue our visit with Christine Michaels of Riverfront Cats. Christine is kind enough to give us a hands-on tour of the actual colony of 20 cats she manages. You'll have to please pardon the noise level. We are in downtown Miami. There will be airplanes, motorcycles, and metro transportation. Come on with me as we walk. We'll stop at station number 1 to meet the first set of cats. Christine, thank you for taking me here to your Riverfront colony. I noticed 2 cats are out right now, which is kind of surprising me because I've been told they normally come out at night, and they seem relatively friendly with you.
Yes, they were in the area, thankfully, and they heard my voice. When they hear my voice and they're close by, they come running because they know I have food. And so we have 2 of the first 3 cats here at Station 1. But you notice earlier their ears.
Yeah, I can see definitely both of their ears have been clipped.
Exactly. And so the golden cat Lion King was one of the first 3 cats that I trapped and spayed and neutered 3 years ago. And Leroy here was just trapped and neutered this past year.
Can you afford something like that? Are there programs?
That's a great question. I became a volunteer member of an organization here in Miami called the Cat Network, and we're able to purchase these certificates for only $25 where we can go to participating veterinarians that have them spayed and neutered. But even better, if you are unemployed or low income, you can do it for as low as $5 and sometimes even free. You just have to be up to date on the news and where they offer that. But even here in Miami, in certain counties, once every 2-3 months, they'll have a free spay day, and then you can bring any number of ferals or strays to these free spay day events. So their cost should not be any reason not to get them fixed.
That's really important to know, because I think a lot of people are under the impression that it's not their responsibility, or they shouldn't do anything, or they can't afford to help. And it appears to me that that's not really the case.
There is no excuse. It's affordable, and again, with the free spay days being sponsored throughout, at least here in the city of Miami, by different commissioners, there's always a solution here for low cost.
So this is part of what we were talking about, trap, neuter, return.
Okay. Exactly.
And now you're managing.
And I'm managing now.
Got it. This is station number what?
This is station 1. We have 4 feeding stations around my condo building just because cats are territorial. Once they're here, they mark their territory. So this is station 1 for 3 cats. We're going to go to station 2, which I doubt there'll be cats there. They really only come out at night. Station 3 is in an alley. There's about 7 cats that live there. And the 4th station, there's about 7 cats as well. So I make those rounds. It takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour each night, depending how much time I actually want to spend petting the cats.
Now, you've been doing this, you said 3 years?
3 years.
And has this cat population basically stabilized because of the neutering program?
When I first moved here, there were more. There were so many kittens born left and right. I literally took in 10 kittens and found them all homes. And so because we got them all spayed and neutered right away, it has controlled the population.
So it really works?
It really works.
Now, I was reading on Alley Cat Alleys that only 2% of the feral cat population is spayed and neutered. So clearly we have a lot of work educating people.
This is true.
It appears to me that it really is a solution that can work if we just understand it and we all become a little more involved.
Exactly. There's such little awareness, little to zero awareness. And that's why I'm so excited to have you here today to show there is a solution that works. I'm living proof, and so are these cats.
Yeah, and they look incredibly healthy.
They are. We religiously feed them every night, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, a thunderstorm, we don't get snow. But we religiously feed them from 6 to 8 so they know to appear. And when I first moved in here, there were people complaining. This is an upscale condo. People complaining of seeing cats because they used to roam around. They were hungry. They were starving, looking for food. So by trapping them, neutering, returning them, and now managing them with religious feedings, people don't see them. And I actually had other unit owners and residents approach me and say, Christine, are the cats gone? We don't see them. And I said, no, they're hiding, and they only come out once a day for feeding, and then they go back to sleep. So it works great.
Christine, I'm looking at these cats, again, getting back to their health. They look like a house cat. They look like a cat that would be living in my house. And I think it really is helping to, helping to debunk the myth that they're filthy, that they're disease-ridden, that they're a menace to society. They look very, very happy and content.
They are, and unfortunately they're a little skittish because of newcomers visiting, but if you were not here, it's a normal day, you would actually see some of them, knead a little bit with their paws. That I call that their happy dance. They're very happy to see me, and they're pretty healthy for the most part, and you can tell in their attitude. And so again, when we get them spayed and neutered, they get a rabies vaccination, which helps against any new unspayed, neutered feral cats coming along. And also I go a little bit further. I get access as a volunteer member of a nonprofit to certain solutions that we can put in their food that helps prevent worms. And also I will even put flea and tick solutions on them as well. People may not want to go that far, but I've come to adore these outdoor creatures. They're like my outdoor pets, so I go the extra step. And so, yes, they're quite happy and healthy.
Christine, you brought me over here. This looks to be a cat shelter. Where did you get this, or how much does it cost, or do you need more? What can we do to help cats, protect them from the elements? What is the purpose of this? Just describe these cat shelters.
Well, it rarely gets very cold here in Miami, but it does happen some days where it'll dip in the 30s, which is very cold for us, and these cats are not accustomed to it. So 2 cats did not survive when it recently dipped that low. And so instinctively, because I didn't have a lot of time with the cold weather, I found this online in Cozy Cat Furniture. It is made of all cedar, so it's very durable, will last for years, and all cedar is great because it'll keep them cool in the summer and warm in the winter. And I even had this beautiful deck porch added, which they love, especially the shade. And so it is a little bit more costly, and I only did this as an emergency. It was about $600, but very well worth it. But there are other solutions. For example, I recently bought those plastic bins that you could find at like Target, and you turn them upside down and you cut out big holes on the side. And then that becomes a shelter during cold or heavy rains. And so those I've just purchased, and I'm still cutting them out to put around here, hidden in the bushes where they stay, to further protect them from the elements.
Now, are you also protecting them? Do they have natural enemies, or what is the biggest threat that a feral cat has living outside here?
The biggest threat is actually any new feral cats that may come along. That's why any shelter must have 2 entries or exit, if you will. This house has one, because if they're inside and they detect someone or some predator thing is coming, they have the second exit to escape. And so that's very important for any outdoor or feral cat, is to have those 2 entrances and exits. But recently, which was a first time for me, we came across a raccoon here.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure how the cats would react, and he went up this tree. But another night, I see the cats eating side by side with the raccoon. He was actually eating from one of the food bowls. And I since learned, thankfully, to organizations like Alley Cat Allies and their website, that they can coexist. Even more recently, an opossum. Now, I'm not fond of them. They look like giant rats. But in general, they can cohabitate and get along.
So predators are not stealing the cat's food?
Well, if they have leftovers, the raccoon will come and eat their leftovers, which is a good thing. No food goes to waste. So predators may be another cat, another feral cat they're not familiar with. And then they may fight, and then that's up to me then to trap and spay and neuter that cat.
Right, but it appears to me that you also socialize and spend a few minutes with the cats, so you don't just feed them and leave.
I try to spend some time with them, petting them if they allow me to, just so they're comfortable with me. God forbid they have an injury or they're sick, it'll be more easy for me to just grab them and put them in a carrier rather than trap them again. So they've gained my trust, and I've gained their trust.
Okay, so you've shown me the food, you've told me that you bring the cats and have them spayed and neutered, and you showed me that great shelter. That's a lot of responsibility and a lot of money. Do you do this all on your own, or can somebody help you out if they'd like to?
Well, thank you for asking, Deb. At first, I carry the entire burden, but then I started a grassroots effort with just a flyer explaining the situation, and thankfully some neighbors have come forward, and so there's 4 of us now, but we always welcome help. Any type of donation, whether it's cat food or a cat shelter or even a handyman, a carpenter who can help us build more of these cat shelters, or even a financial donation. We're so grateful even for a $10, $20 donation, and they can go to the website riverfrontcats.com to make that donation with their credit card.
Okay, that's great.